that's my purpose? What if it's all I'm good for?
You're still that same boy I grew up with. Always so eager to save everyone around you, and yet always so low.
I have recently finished Final Fantasy 16, and usually I'm a bit weird on Final Fantasy games since I've never really liked them much. Besides the 7 remake. So how do I feel about this? Hi, my name is Phantom, and these are my thoughts on Final Fantasy 16. First thing you'll notice in this game is an absolutely beautiful world that honestly looks very real. I remember looking at trees in the real world and being reminded of the game. That's never happened before. And some of the biggest moments in this game genuinely look like a CGI trailer, but it isn't, and it's completely playable, even during large-scale events that will have you just awing at just how amazing everything looks. And even though in the 7 remake I felt that they lacked in graphics near the end, they kept it consistent all the way through in this one, which I appreciate a lot. When it comes to customization, 16 doesn't really give you much choice. They'll give you about 3 sets of armors randomly throughout the game that can't be switched back or anything, but I will admit that each of the outfits were iconic, especially the one that you kept for a majority of the game. Combat is a highlight here. Somehow, with just a bit of depth and plenty of magical abilities, they made this feel fresh with every fight. And maybe that was because of enemy variety and also some decently difficult enemies. Besides that, you can do side quests, which out of the first couple that I did, they were really good. Some contribute highly to the story, and others will do a good job of keeping you occupied, doing something semi-interesting. And all people seem to have a story behind them. Speaking of the story of this game is literally perfect. It's not only my favorite out of the Final Fantasies I've played, it's one of my favorite stories ever told. The fight for freedom has never felt as interesting or as immersive as this one right here. It left me destroyed, sad, happy, horrified, and disgusted. This game will touch your heartstrings and pull it in some highly effective ways. It also personally changed my views on a couple of things about life. And its story, it's just perfect. And what's crazy is the cast of characters here are some of the best all-around characters I've ever witnessed. I remember thinking, yeah, he's one of my favorite characters of all time. And now he's at 4th out of this game. Not because he got worse, but because so many people did so good that so many of them are just now in my favorite cast of characters that I've ever seen. They have made a cast that has definitely surpassed any expectations. Anyways, acting performances are spectacular. There wasn't a single character that I felt was bad or decent, just good to straight up amazing. They did wonderful. And if you question their casting, they literally have 2 lead actors from A Plague Tale just to play minor characters who show up for only minutes. Then there's music, which in my opinion is the best soundtrack I think I've ever heard. Persona 5 had that spot, but Final Fantasy 16's just made me think about doing more and to accept my past. It's weird to me that I connected this much to it. But then there's the weakest part of the game, which it lies in performance. It doesn't crash or anything, but the frame rate drops and rises a lot. It wasn't enough to distract me of the great game, but it was annoying at times. If you're wondering, I do recommend this game. It's one of the best fantasy games we'll ever get in history. I give it a 10 out of 10, something that should be remembered for a very long time. Thank you for this journey. If you want the game, I'll leave a link in the description section. Any questions or concerns will be answered in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please drop a like, and if you want more content like this, please subscribe. That's it from me. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day. Also, keep doing great things. You're good at them. Bye.